Hello gamers, Mage Hammer here for another edition of Tonight on Mage Hammer's Game Table, where tonight I am concluding my series of my solo RPG Dungeon Delves. This is the 10th episode, and for the 10th episode, I am featuring my newest RPG design. So, I guess I'm considering this a playtest, though I've playtested the system a little bit. Hasn't done it extensively, but I've playtested enough to believe that it works well enough for what I wanted to do. So you all get to see the system in action. Now, I'm hoping to have these rules, the beta or whatever, or the final, I'm not sure exactly what, on itch.io by the time this video is live or is up on YouTube. If there's a link in the description, I got it up in time. I got it to a point where I felt that it was good enough to get out there for you all to try yourselves. And if not, it hopefully will be up soon after, because I've been working on it, trying to get it ready for publication and so forth. And with that good old-fashioned DIY is the aesthetic. So kind of like punk rock, role-playing game. But also, if you are able to download the rules and you start playing and you read it and you're like, oh, I don't understand that, hopefully you'll be able to see something happening in the game itself that will answer those questions for you. And otherwise, you can always ask me. I also have a Facebook group called 4 Dice Fans, but I think I'm going to rename it and rebrand it to Mage Hammer's Game Table, where I can start posting all kinds of games, because before it was my 4 Dice games that I had designed up on itch.io. And that had a really good interaction on that. But I think, as time goes on, I'm going to add more stuff to it. So I'm going to turn it into a more general Mage Hammer's discussion page. So we have a place to go to discuss all the stuff that's coming out and put posts, to my other videos that may not involve 4 Dice, as well as putting videos or putting links to my designs. So that little preamble and housekeeping out of the way, let's get to tonight's adventure. So our party here is Hylai. She is a fighter wearing armor, has a sword. Then we have Morden Shieldcroft. He is a dwarf cleric of Cathor. This is Pendleton Flufffoot, halfling magic user. And we have Tandalus Shadowlight, and she is an elf thief. And we are using my Delves and Dangers. So I'm not necessarily going to explain how the game works right out of the gate, but instead you're going to have to learn, you're going to be able to learn, not have to, you're going to be able to learn how it's played as you watch my adventure unfold before us. So as we have done the entire series, we are now going to roll randomly to see what the random quest is tonight, and it is Map Out the Ruins. Okay. All right, it's going to mix it with Map Out the Ruins and clear out as much as you can. How's that? Or find an ancient scroll. You know what? That sounds like more fun. Let's do that. We're going to find an ancient scroll and see if there's any particular barrier, fanatic minions. Sure. So most of the monsters they meet are going to be minions trying to stop the party from finding the scroll. They've been hired by a sect of the Palinite Church to go find the ancient scroll. And it's not magical in nature, but it has the teachings of one of the greatest priests of the Palinite Church. So that's what they're going to be doing. And apparently the ancient scroll was lost in an old Palinite tomb that was built underground to be because of times of war, and it was lost. But now a priest has had a vision from Palin that it is time to bring the scroll to light, and so they have hired the party to go get it. Currently, none of their adventuring priests were available, so they brought in mercenaries, and here we go. So they are directed to the delve by the leaders of the Palinite Church. They go down the stairs. They're blessed by Palin before they go in. And they look left, and there's a door and a hallway. And they look right, and there is a hallway that turns to the left. So they need to find it. So Highlight's like, let me take the lead. Left or right? Well, I don't know. I'm preferring... I don't know. Maybe we should send the stealth specialist down each way to kind of surveil the area and see what she can see. I'd be happy to. So she goes down here. She goes to this door. She listens at the door. And let's see if, well, her listen check is successful. So let's see if what she is listening for can be heard. Yes, she hears people talking behind the door. And that actually fits very well with the Fanatic Minions barrier that they have, they've encountered. Here are the heroes' stamina scores. Then she sneaks down here, down this hallway, takes a look, peeks around the corner here, finds more hallway. Stealths down there, doesn't want to go through the doors yet, and comes to another 2 doors. So she goes and listens behind that door. Doesn't hear anything. Listens behind that door. Doesn't hear anything. Goes back and reports back to the party. I say, well, if you heard someone down there, we should go see if they know where the ancient scroll is. I don't think they're going to tell us. Well, there's only one way to find out. So they go down, and Highlight says, shall we knock? I don't know if that's a good idea. I'm knocking. So she knocks on the door. The door opens, and 3 shirtless men in loincloths stand in a room that has smashed furniture, smashed bones, and a smashed chest everywhere. And they say, ho, 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 ho. What are you doing here? And they have, like, branded into their chests, they have the symbol of Cathor branded into their chests. And Morden says, whoa, brothers of Cathor, I am Morden Shieldcraft, priest of the great god of strength and battle. Oh, yes. Yes! So, tests of strength, are you? Yes! And they each have, like, a really big sword, and they are all kind of very aggressive. And they're moving about erratically, and they're like, oh, you must arm wrestle one of us! Oh, gladly, Cathor feels my blood. Highlight's like, no. Let me do it. But you are not a follower of Cathor. Let me. So he walks in and he says, all right, set up the rest of that table. Let's do this. So they're gonna arm wrestle. So the Berserker has a 3 strength. I'm gonna give him +1 because he's a Berserker. 1 die, so he's got 4 dice to roll. Morden is a cleric of Morden, or of Cathor. So I'm going to give him, his strength is only 2, but I'm going to give him additional die because of his fanaticism. And now, whoever rolls the most successes will win the strength test. In this game, 6s explode, by the way. So the Berserker has done very well. And Morden has not. The Berserker even has 5 results to his 1. And basically kind of rolls him across the floor. Oh, Cathor favors me. Yes. Oh, it's so good to see followers of Cathor. I have a question for you, my good warriors. Yes. Ask away, weakling. Yes, we are looking for an ancient scroll. What good is paper when we have steel of our blades? Yes, I'm sorry. Have you seen this, have you seen this scroll? We have not seen anything. We came in here, and we smashed things around, and we spent the night here, and we were about to leave before you, blessed of Cathor, came here. Yes. Well, thank you. It's wonderful testing strength against you. Be on your way, and we shall be on ours. Very well. May Cathor of strength imbue your thews and bulk. Yes. Okay. So they go down here and they listen at this door. I don't know if she listened at that door. I forgot to listen at that door, so she's gonna listen now. And if there was something in there, she may hear it. But it is locked, so she's like, I can never resist a locked door. So she is going to pick the lock. She gets 3 dice for agility, +1 for her proficiency, and she gets +2 to thievery rolls. And this is a very hard lock, so I'm going to say it is DL4. She needs 4. No, we're going to say 5 successes to unlock it. And she only gets 2 right now, but this 6, that's 3. The 6 explodes. Yep, only 3, not enough. So it foils her, and she's like, well, I may have to come back to this, see if the scroll's in there. Let's continue and look around a little bit, and if we can find nothing else, or we do not locate the scroll, then we shall break in, and I will do what I can. Very well. Do you have any magics that can open this door, halfling? Well, maybe. No, not currently. Okay, well, let us continue. So they walk down here. They go in this door, they find nothing. They go in this door, they see a door here. So she walks up to that door and listens, and doesn't hear anything, and walks up to that door and listens, and doesn't hear anything anyway, so I'm not even going to reveal what it is yet. Well, this door has a lock. Let me try to unlock it. So it's a hard lock, so I'm going to say that is a DL4. So she gets 3 for agility, 1 for proficiency, +2 because she is a thief. Ooh, that's a lot better. So she gets 1 exploder. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She unlocks that door. They open it. It's an empty room. They go to this door. They open it, and revealed beyond that door is a hallway. There's a T-junction. So they go to this door. They listen. They don't hear any. She doesn't hear anything. She opens the door, and there's places for beds, and appears to be currently uninhabited. They go around the corner. They look north, and they see a rubble-filled hallway with a hallway off to the side. And down here, they see a double door. So there's a lot going on in this portion. So well, let's listen at this door. First of all, see if the monsters beyond that door can be heard. Possibly. So she listens. Yep, only 1 success, but rolled snake eyes, so she doesn't hear anything, so maybe they're sleeping, who knows. She walks to this door, hears nothing, and then walks down to this door, sees the blood on the floor, listens at that door, hears nothing. There's a very hard lock there, so she's going to try to open that. Ugh, not great. Very hard lock, needed 5. She only got 4, but that's pretty good. So she was close, but she did not unlock it. So she may have to come back that way if they do not find their scroll. It's a couple rooms that they have to look for. All right, so they got to start searching. So they search this room, and they find nothing. They can't get into that room, so they search this room, nothing. They open this door, and there are goblins. So there are 6 goblins in this room, and the goblins have 3 hit points, 3 stamina, sorry, not hit, stamina points, and there are 6 of them. Okay, and they were resting, and they were very quiet, but they weren't quite sleeping, but I'm going to see if they're surprised. So the goblins have a mind score of 2. They need 2 successes or else they're surprised. So they are surprised. So the party gets one free round of attacks before initiative is rolled. So they rush into the room, and Pendleton, I don't know if Pendleton wants to try to sleep them. No, it's time for Pendleton to cast a damage ward, so that's what he's going to do. So to cast damage ward, he needs to spend 1 of his power points. He spends a power point, and he makes a casting roll. And he has 6 dice for a casting roll based on his mind and his proficiency and so forth. And he gets 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he has 6. You divide that by 2. So his armor is 3. So his armor value is 3. I'm going to make a note of that to remind myself with this die. He has an armor value of 3. Okay, so that's his action. Next up is Highlight. She walks in and attacks the closest goblin. She rolls 7 dice with her sword. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the goblins have armor value of 2, so that's 4 damage. So he slaughters the first goblin. Then Morden walks in and attacks another goblin. Goblins are horribly evil creatures. And 1, 2, 4, 4. So 4, so he does 3 damage. Or wait, he have 2 armor? Yeah, so he only wounded 1. So, okay. And then Tandalus fires an arrow. 5 dice. And, oof, 1 success, but it explodes. Oh, 1 success, not enough. Does not hit a goblin. So now we roll initiative. The way initiative works in this game is everybody makes an agility test. If they get 2 successes with their agility, they go first. Or go before the goblins or the opponents. So she got 3, so she's going before them. He got 2, so he goes before them. This would explode, but he's already got 2 anyway, so he goes before them. Now, poor Highlight goes after the goblins. So this is our initiative. Is that on the camera? Yep. So this is our initiative. We'll see how this rolls. Okay, so Tandalus fires another arrow. Woo! So 4 successes plus 6 explodes. So 5 successes takes down another goblin because 2 comes off of that. So still 3. They had 3 stamina. Then you have Morden. Morden goes, slaps at another one with his Warhammer and gets an explosion. Okay, so basically he gets 5. And so 2, 3, he smashes another one. Then Flufffoot is going to cast a Force Bolt, and that is just 6 dice, no power points, and ignores armor. So does 1, 2, 3, 4 damage and fells another goblin. And then the goblins attack. There's 2 left. 1 attacks Highlight and 1 attacks Pendleton. So the one on Highlight will roll green. They get 4 dice for their attacks. Nope, 5 dice with short swords. That there, and then the yellow ones will be on the dwarf. Okay. So Highlight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has an armor of 3, so it takes 2 damage. So she is down to 14. Then on the dwarf you got explosion of 2, so 4, 5, and he has a armor of 3 as well, so he takes 2 as well. So he's down to 10. Okay, so then Highlight attacks. 7 dice with their sword. And 3, 4, exploding, 5, exploding. 5. So 5, 2, 3, that's enough to take out another one. And there's 1 left, and it surrenders. And Morden speaks Goblin and says, "So, foul creature, have you seen a scroll anywhere in this vicinity?" And the Goblin is just terrified, has dropped its weapon, and is shaking and so forth. And says, "No, no, no, don't kill, no kill, no scroll, no scroll, no scroll. What else is in the vicinity of this place? Ask him that," says Tantalus. And so Tantalus does, or so Morden does, and no more creatures we know of. No more creatures we know of. Okay. Well, very well. So, one of these should be the way down. I'll make this the way down, but there'll be a monster in it. So, they knock the Goblin unconscious, search this room, find nothing, and go through that double door there. We're going to have Highlight go through the door, see if Highlight detects the trap. And no. And let's see what kind of a trap it is. These guys are first level. It is 5, so it is a hidden pit trap. So Highlight falls in a pit trap, and as always, 1d6 per 10 feet. It's a 10-foot pit. And she takes 3 damage. So she is at 11 of 16. She decides to use a charge of her healing stone, and that heals a d6 plus 1. So she is back to full. Then she needs to climb her way out. So it takes a strength check. And since, strength check, and since she's a warrior and been, had some training with combat and so forth, I'm going to give her an extra die. Give her a proficiency bonus, I mean. So that's 4 dice. And easily, I was making it very easy to climb out too. She gets 4 successes, so she climbs out of the pit. On the other side, searches the room. Let's see if she finds that secret door. And she does. DL3, and she finds it. She opens it. She finds some gold, but no scroll. So she takes some of the gold and decides that she needs to run across that pit. So she is going to roll 4 dice to make this a strength check. She's going to run over the pit. I'll say she needs to roll 3 successes to get successfully over the pit. And she rolls only 2. Falls down in the pit. Takes 1 damage. Oh, okay. Not too bad. And then she needs to climb back out again. It's easy. So it only takes 2 successes, and she gets at least 3 successes. So she climbs out and says, "No scroll there." So they go back through here. They note this side entrance. They go through the double door, and since there's a monster indicated, they're going to listen to double door. Since there's a monster indicated on the card that this one replaced, we are going to see if they're, we'll see what they are, what the creatures are, but if they can be heard. 22. All right, let's do it. So I'd say it needs a DL3 to hear what's going on there. And 2, only gets 2 successes, so it doesn't hear them. So they enter into the room, pillars, it's shining light, there's a table, and around the floor are crawling, we'll say, 6 beetles, glowing red beetles. And I'm going to try to avoid the beetles as best I can. Oh my goodness. All right, fire beetle, there we go. Strange creatures. So I said there's 6 of them. So they're going to try to avoid the beetles. So they're going to try to skip through. They're going to need to make agility tests. The beetles, it's a pretty big room, so the beetles are spread out. And if any of them fail their test, they will be attacked by a beetle and the battle will be on. They might be able to escape. We'll see. Or they might be able to head down the stairs. So they're going to try to dodge through. So I'm going to have every one of them make an agility check. So 3 for Hyli, 2 for Pendleton, 2 for Morden, and 3 for Tantalus. I'm going to give Tantalus an extra one because she's used to dancing around obstacles. They need to get, what did I say, 3? Because the room's so big, I'd say just 2 successes to be able to make their way to the stairs without disturbing a beetle. Of course, look at that. 3 1s and a 2. Tantalus, the most dexterous of them all, fails. And Hyli is successful, Morden is successful, but Flufffoot is not. However, it just took 1, so the beetles are agitated and start scurrying towards them. We have to roll initiative. So Hyli's going after. Oof, so is Tantalus. Man, this is not Tantalus's room for sure. Flufffoot's going ahead of the monsters, and Morden's going after as well. Ugh, not great. Not great, Bob. So fire beetles. Okay. All right, so Flufffoot has first action. There's one coming at him. He's going to fire off a magic bolt before it gets too close to him. Force bolt. No power points, just fires it off. Does 4 to the beetle. And that is enough to kill it, and it explodes. But it's not close enough to hurt him. And it doesn't hurt its fellow fire beetles. But that's 1 beetle down. There's 5 remaining. Okay. So, but it's the beetle's turn. So there's 4 remaining beetles. So I'm going to have 1 beetle on each person. So the orange one is going to be on, they have 4 attacks with their mandibles for their bite. This is going to be on, we're going to put this one on Tantalus. We're going to put this one on Morden. That's Morden, Tantalus. This is going to be, the yellow is going to be Hyli. And then Flufffoot is these ones, black and white. All right, so attack on Tantalus. Ooh, 4. Ouch. Only has leather armor, so that's 3 damage to Tantalus. Yikes. That's 9. All right, and then that's Tantalus. Then Flufffoot. Uh-oh. 2 exploders. So 4. And he has a 3 with his magic ward, his damage ward up, so he takes 1 damage. So he's down to 11. All right. Then going to attack Hyli. 3, 4. So she takes 1. She's down to 14. And then finally Morden is attacked. And it has a 1 exploder. Oh, so only 1 damage, and that is not enough to get through his armor. So that's that. And now it is Morden's attack. So Morden smashes down on the beetle that's attacking him. He's got, not great. He's got 1 exploder. Ugh, so only 3. They have, their shells are 2, so it takes 1 damage. Now, when it takes 1 damage, it explodes at Morden, and he must make a DL3 agility resistance roll, or he is going to take an additional D6 fire damage. These are nasty. Ah, he failed, so he's got to take a D6. 4 more damage, fire damage, so ouch. So he's at 6. That's crazy. Where there's fire, he says, as he smashed on this thing. All right, then Hyli is like, oh, too late. I'm swinging. 3, 6, 7. And 3, 4, 5. Armor 2, 3. So he takes it out, but takes a d6 damage because he did a hit. So 4 damage to her. So she's at 10. Beat up by fire beetles. All right, and then finally, Tantalus stabs down at the one on her with her short sword. No, that's not quite right. So agility plus that plus proficiency. So it should be 5 dice. Okay, 5 dice. 4. And they have a armor of 2, so that one only takes 2. So still up, but she takes a d6. Oh, she has to make an agility roll. Darn it. Let's see if Highlight makes her agility roll. She does not. It's DL3. So she failed, so she took the damage anyway. But we'll see if Tantalus makes the roll to avoid the fire. And I'll give her an extra 1. Oh, yeah, she makes it. She even explodes, so that's 4 right there, plus whatever she rolls on her explosion is fine. So she doesn't take the additional fire damage. Okay, so that's 4 fire beetles remaining. It's now initiative. Okay. So, Tantalus goes before. Flufffoot's going before. Highlight's going before. And Morden after. Okay. No worries. So, Tantalus stabs again with her short sword. And 1, 2, 3. That's enough to do 1 damage. That kills it. But see if she makes her save against the DL or her agility resistance. Oh my gosh. 4 2s. She fails. Takes an additional d6 of damage. Oof. 4 more damage. Yikes. So these have been nasty. And that is her action. Next is Flufffoot. Flufffoot does he's just gonna point his hand down and send a force bolt at this thing. It's gonna take some fire damage maybe. Woo! So that's 4 5 6. Nice. 6 damage, and he must make a agility resistance roll. 2. Failed. Just failed. So he's gonna take a d6 fire damage. 4, and his damage ward does not help him with that. Fire damage. So 6. Woo. That is a lot. Now Highlight attacks. 1 on her. And she gets 2 explosions. So 4, 5, 6. 6. So 6 successes. It's 2, 4, so it takes it out. And then she has to make a agility resistance roll of 2 and fails and takes an additional d6 of damage from their fire explosions. Nasty, nasty. So takes 2 more damage. So she's at 8. And then they attack. There are 2 remaining. There's one on, I'll say, Morden and Tantalus. So the orange will be on Morden. And the black and white ones will be on Tantalus. Tantalus absorbs or takes 1 damage. And the dwarf takes no damage from the bite. So, all right. And Morden attacks. Smashes with the Warhammer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. By the way, Flufffoot has an ability. It can reroll can reroll 1 die per roll, and I have not been doing that. So I got to remember to do that. So he smashed his, but has to make an agility resistance of 3. Oof, takes a d6 fire damage, and that's 4 damage. So they are getting beaten up. He's very weak. Stamina has been tested. And finally, it's initiative. All right, so Highlight's going first, Morden's after. Tantalus is going before. So is Flufffoot. Morden after everybody else goes. So, highlight attacks. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 smashes hers, has to make a save, and does, takes no extra fire damage as it explodes. So the fire beetles have been defeated. Woo, time to use those healing stones. All right, so Highlight's going to use 1 and heals 2 damage. That's only up to 10. So she's going to drain all 3 charges from hers to heal again. So that's 7 plus 3, 10. So she is at 18, but she only has 60. So she's back to full, but she is out of healing stones. Flufffoot is going to spend 1 and heal himself 5. That puts him at 11. He's going to keep the charges in his. He's going to keep that charge. It's just 1 charge. And then Morden is going to spend 2 to heal himself. 7, 2 is 9, so he's at 11 of 12. Not bad. And 1 charge left in his. And then Tantalus is at, can't tell what Tantalus is at. We're going to say 4, so Tantalus is going to use 2. So 8, 9, 10, so back to full, but used 2 charges. So there's that. See how big the second level is. Okay, so they go down the stairs to the second level. There are rooms they have not explored, so we'll have to keep that in mind if they do not find the scroll. I believe there were 2 of them. Then you can come back to them. All right. So they go down the stairs. And they look left, and there's a door. And they look right, and there's a hallway. We'll put it like this. We'll say this hallway is a dead end, and we'll say this one is not. And then Tantalus, do your thing. So Tantalus is going to sneak down the hall. I was going to go listen at the door, see if the things at the door can be heard. 26. Yes, could be heard, possibly. So she's going to make a check. 3, 4. So she hears some kind of, she hears something going on there. Weird sounds, hissings and chompings, and it is weird. So, okay. Well, there's something beyond that door. Let's look down the hall here. Left, there's a door. So, we're going to say that will be the place where the scroll is. It's going to be where that magic crystal is, because that looks fun. Yeah, cool. But first, this is a dead end, doesn't find anything. Goes up here. And it's going to inspect the lock. Well, first of all, she's going to listen. Now, I'm going to roll. There's no monster indicated, but for the heck of it, I'm going to roll to see if there's a guardian here. On a 1, 2, there's a guardian. There is not a guardian. So the lock, it's a hard lock, so that's a DL, we'll say 3 to open. She listens, doesn't hear anything, and now she's going to try to open the lock. 3. But before she does that, wait, should we not deal with the noise down the hall? Well, I say leave voices, leave sounds lie until, let's see what's in this room first. Okay, go ahead, thief, open the door. I am not a thief. Yes, you are. Oh, very well. So, proficiency bonus and +2 thievery rolls. All right, only needed a 3, got 4, 5. So, click, the light washes over them, and I'm going to, from this crystal, and I'm going to say, I'm not going to roll what it's, I'm not going to say what its ability. I'm not going to roll on its ability table. I'm going to say it sends radiation, a blast of radiation, and they have to make let's say a strength DL3 strength test, or else take D6 damage. So Tantalus' strength resistance is 2. Oh, failed. Takes a D6 damage. So she takes 3 damage. And the rest of them, because it goes down the hallway, we'll do Morden. He's got a strength resistance of 3. Oh, 2. Nope. He takes a D6 of damage. Radiation damage. 3. So he's down to 8. Then we will do Pendleton. He only has a 2 strength resistance, and he fails, so he takes a D6 damage, takes 3. He's down to 8. Oh, that hurts. And then Highlight has a 4 strength resistance, and 4. So that's enough, and takes no damage. Let us explore. So they walk up and they see that the scroll that matches the description is nestled in some of the, like in the arms of this crystal. Ah, there it is. But Tandal's like, hold on. I don't see anything. Let's get it. No, that's what scares me. So she is going to do a detect traps, which is a mind check plus her proficiency plus 2. And if there is a trap, you know what? Let's see if there's a trap. So there's a trap on a 1 or 2. Nope. No trap, but she's going to investigate anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4. So she would have discovered the trap if it exists. I am confident there's no trap. So she reaches up, grabs the scroll. Nothing happens. She puts it in a pack. I say we get out of here. Indeed. So they make their way back up there, back all the way up through the first level. And I'm going to roll to see if they are accosted by fanatic minions. I say there's a 50% chance as they exit the place. 1, 2, 3, there's minions. 4, 5, 6, none. There are minions. So we're going to call them cultists. And there's going to be 4 cultists and 4 cultists and 1 leader. So let's do it. I'll bring out the minis for this one. 4 cultists and a leader. 4 cultists walk into a bar. Give us the scroll, they say. And Morden, it makes a mind test. And I'm going to give him an additional 1 because it's for giving his proficiency die. And yes. So, followers of Mordenwald, of course you would want this for yourselves. Yes, so here's their cult leader. They're outside, so, and they are injured. They did not heal themselves, so this could be a nasty fight. We're going to have four cultists and the leader. Okay. Sure, why not this guy? 4 cultists and a leader. Our party is here, coming out of the entrance to the delve. And it is initiative. So highlight 3, 2, 2, 3. So Morden goes after. Tantalus goes before. Highlight goes before. Oof. Oh, wait. 6? Yes. And I can always reroll 1 for the halfling. I keep forgetting it. I got to remember that. That's a very important ability. And so only Morden is going after the enemies. So this is our initiative. All right. So first up is Tantalus. She takes aim at the leader and fires off her bow. 5 dice heading towards the leader. And gets 3 successes and an explosion, so only 3 successes. The cult leader is has some armor, so takes 2 damage. Give him this hit points. And then the cultists are going to have that many hit points. Okay. So he took that much damage. All right, so that was Tantalus's attack. Next is Hyli. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just enough. Moves up on the leader. The leader probably should have had his minions in front of him, but did not. So she swings her sword, taking advantage of the leader's misstep. And so 4. So takes 2 damage. All right. Okay. Then it is Pendleton Flufffoot. He is within 20 feet. He's going to target these 2 here and try to put them to sleep. So that sleep costs 2 power points. So he's going to spend 2 power points and target those 2, hopefully taking 6. And he gets to reroll 1 die because he's a halfling. Keep remembering that. So we'll reroll this one. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. Their minds are 1 because they're weak-minded, of course. So these 2 fall asleep. So he sleeps 2 of them. Power points well spent. And then we move on to the bad guys. So these cultists just try to, he makes a fighting withdrawal. These 2 get in there and run interference. So they attack with their, they have swords, so they're well armed. All right. Woo. So 2 successes here, 2 successes there. That's not enough to get through chain and shield, so no damage. But they got him off of their leader, so that was something. And then Morden, that's as far as he can move. So he's going to move up here and try to take this one off of him. All right, so that was his actions. And then that brings us to initiative. Morden goes after. Ooh, 1, 2. So goes before. Hyli goes before. Flufffoot goes before. All right, so good to go. Then the bad guys. Okay, so Flufffoot is going to move up a bit and shoot off a force bolt. Yeah, so got 4 there, 5, and reroll 6. That's enough to take down the leader. Force bolt. Pretty good. All right, and then that brings us to Hyli. Hyli attacks one of the cultists in front of him. In front of her. Sword swings. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hit. Dang. Bam. Takes it down. Takes that cultist down. Then, I guess if they hadn't been first level, I would have had like a major strike team instead of cultists, but that's okay. So then Tantalus, Tantalus rolls. Tantalus takes a shot. Why not? 5 dice. And 1, 2, 3. That cultist has no armor, so 2 damage, not enough to take it down. But they're fanatic and they keep fighting, as I mentioned. And then so it attacks Morden Shieldcroft, because of course Shieldcroft is a follower of a good god, or at least a a god that is opposed to Morden Maul. And only gets 2 through, but that's not enough to get through the armor. So shield and armor. So that's it for that cultist. And then Morden swings with his Warhammer. Woo! Yikes. So 3 successes so far. 5, 6, 7, 8 successes. Oh, that was awesome. Boom, that cultist goes down. They tie up those cultists. There's no real reason to, pretty much useless without their leader. And they make their way back to the Church of Palin in Northgate and turn over the ancient scroll and are rewarded for their efforts. So that is it. That was my series of solo dungeon delves using a different system each time, and I finished with my own system. So please let me know what you thought about this series. Let me know what you think about my system. Hopefully it'll be up on itch.io by the time this has dropped, and if not, it will be up soon. Once again, thank you so much for all of your support and watching my videos and enjoying my little solo sessions as I make my way through my imagination and through game systems and just have a great time and share it with you. Thank you so much. So until next time, keep on rolling dice and playing games. Mage Hammer out.